Hello everybody, my name is Gadiki2122 and welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red. Last time, we went to the Cinnabar Island Gym and challenged Blaine, the gym leader. We were able to easily defeat him thanks entirely to Gully Wash and his amazing surf and rain dance combination. And this time on Pokemon Fire Red, we're going to be stepping out of the Cinnabar Gym and seeing exactly what it was I was alluding to at the end of the last episode. Let's get right into it. Huh? Hey, if it isn't Griffin! Look, it's me, Bill. Long time no see. I hope you're still using my PC system. Well, listen, since we met up here, how about spending time with me? There's this little island in the far south called One Island. A friend invited me, so I'm on my way out there. How about it? Do you feel like coming with me? Now, I do want to correct something that I said at the end of the last episode. This is the point where you need to decide if you want to go with Bill now or take care of any unfinished business. Because once you agree to say yes, you will not be able to come back to the main area of Kanto for a good little while. Because we are going to be going to this new place and it's going to be a little bit before we come back. But I've already taken care of all the business that I want to deal with for now. So, absolutely, Bill, let's go to One Island. Alright then, let's go! Looks like my pal's boat arrived too. He sent it specially here to Cinnabar to pick me up. Alright, let's go! Here we are! This is One Island! There are several islands around here, and this is one of them. My friend Celio sent the boat to fetch me here. He's in charge of the island's PC network by his lonesome. Why am I telling you this now? Let's just go see Celio. Hey there, Celio. Bill! I can't believe you came out here. Well, absolutely. How's your research coming along? Oh, wait a sec. Griffin, this is my buddy Celio. He's one dedicated PC maniac. This is Griffin, a rising contender as the Pokemon champ. That's really impressive. I hate to say it, but I have zero aptitude for battling. Anyways, I'm glad to meet you. So, bring me up to speed. How's your machine running? It's running fine, but we're too remote out here. The PCs on the island just can't link with your PC, Bill. Oh yeah? Okay, let me take a look-see. Hang on here. I think we can make it work. Let me help you, okay? Griffin, can I get you to wait for me just a bit? Actually, can I get you to do me a favor? The island next to this one's called Two Island. There's a guy there that runs a game corner. He has this thing for rare rocks and gems. We keep in touch, being fellow maniacs. So, can I get you to deliver this meteorite to him? Griffin accepted the meteorite from Bill. Griffin, if you're going to Two Island, please take this. Obtain the Tri-Pass. It's a pass for the ferry service serving the local islands. It will let you travel between the islands 1, 2, and 3. Oh, you should have this too. It's an extra page for the town map. I'll catch you later. Say hi to the guy for me. Alright, so while these two are going to be working on this PC, oh my goodness, we are in the mother of all Pokemon centers. This is a massive Pokemon center with a new theme and everything that is exclusive to this specific Pokemon Center. So I'm gonna heal up straight away. And now we have officially begun the 1, 2, 3 Island side quest. This whole set of islands here is entirely exclusive to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. It did not make any sort of appearance in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and it was not available in the original Gen 1. So everything that we do in these islands is entirely exclusive to these games. Does that mean there's going to be a bunch of new Pokemon that's exclusive to these islands? Well, yes and no. There are some Pokemon that we're going to be finding in these areas that are exclusive to only these islands, but they're still part of the original 151. We're not going to be able to step outside of that margin for a little while. But we can still make use of what we can find here. Wish I could trade Pokemon with my boyfriend who lives far away. Oh, you're a stranger here. Hi, where'd you come from? Pallet Town? I don't know it. Oh, on this island, there's an enormous volcano. It hasn't erupted lately, so why not enjoy a hike? We will be doing that later, old man. Now we have business to take care of. So welcome to One Island, expanding the Pokemon world, the Pokemon Net Center. So it's not just any old Pokemon Center, it's the Net Center. What do we have to say about One Island? One Island, friends gather at Knot Island. Here we are on an island smack in the middle of nowhere. We're lucky to have an upstanding young man like Celio here. My granddaughter was in a tizzy over Celio's friend. Something about a famous Pokemaniac? I'm not sure what that means, but Celio's quite the man. What do you have to say, guy? Hi, sightseeing, are you? Isn't the warm climate here great? Well, I wouldn't be able to tell, but it's still pretty nice out here. What do you have to say? Young people all want to go off to big cities, but I want to stay here forever. Well, that's your decision, I guess. I'm guessing you're the old man's granddaughter. And what do you two have to say? On sunny days, I step out and gaze upon the volcano. That's my daily routine. Let me think. When was the last time that Mount Ember erupted? Alright, so that's the second time that they've alluded to a location called Mount Ember. Now, we are going to tackle Mount Ember eventually, but that's not going to be for a little bit, just because I want to kind of focus on the other things that we need to do. But I will show this off. So, we can surf, and if we go south here, it's actually, for starters, there's one trainer here that I can fight, and I think I'll go ahead and switch to Raitoshi for this one. Lying back, rocked by the waves. It's exquisite. Ah, Radoku to level 43. May want to take that EXP share off of him because I only needed it for the sake of Blaine. I lost. He feels awful. Okay, so that takes care of the one and only trainer here. This guy is not a trainer, I believe. Good things get washed up on the ocean current onto this beach. That's why I often come here for some beach combing. Yeah, so this is called Treasure Beach. And the neat thing about this particular area is that there are lots of hidden items that usually refresh each time that you come here. So you can get some pretty neat stuff. Among the items that you can get here, you can get an Ultra Ball, a Pearl, a Big Pearl, Stardust, and Star Piece. Most of these are rare sell items that you can sell for lots of money, but Ultra Balls are also still pretty convenient. You'll need to use the item finder, of course, to get this. So I'm going to go ahead and register that and see what we can find here. Ah, here we go. Found an Ultra Ball. Found another Ultra Ball. Alright, so wasn't able to find too much here, just a couple of Ultra Balls. But I would like to point out something about this specific area. While the Pokemon here are not particularly unique in terms of what you can find, there is one minor addendum that I would like to make regarding Tangela. After going through my notes again, I found that Tangela can also in fact be found here 30% of the time. I still stand by what I said before with respect to the Kanto region itself being the only, with that one patch of grass being the only area where you can find Tangela. But here on One Island, or at least on Treasure Beach, you can find Tangela here 30% of the time. As for what else you can find here, you can find Spearow, Fearow, Meowth Persian, and then either Psyduck or Slowpoke depending on what specific version you're playing. Nothing particularly new, but again, Tangela is at least noteworthy enough considering how rare it is to find in general. Now that's all I wanted to do at One Island, but that certainly isn't enough for one video, so let's at least see what else there is to do. I think we'll start by going to 2 Island. As there is a lot more for us to be doing here. There is a Pokemon Center, of course, that we can interact with, but first, there's an old woman who lives in a cottage out in the Cape. She gives the eye to Pokemon. It's a bit unnerving. 2 Island, Boone Island for 2. What do you have to say, guy? That fellow there, he moved here from Celadon City. He started up a shop with his younger brother. You have to wonder if he knew what he was getting into. That's a relatively valid point, but hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of entrepreneurship. So what do you got? Oh, welcome to my shop. We've only opened up recently. Our merchandise is limited, but I hope I can serve your needs. Well, So as you can see, he only has a Great Ball and Freshwater right now. Not particularly original items. However, this is something that we're going to want to keep in mind for later, because as we progress further and further throughout the game, this guy will have more and more unique items available to him, to the point where some of the items here can only be found in this particular area. But for now, we're limited to just Great Balls and Fresh Waters, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Boing, boing. You ever tried the jumping game? The Pokemon you can enter boing, some go boing, and some go boing. Did you know that, boing? I got the impression, yes. Let's go in here. And what do you have to say, large man? I'm the Pokemon Move Maniac. I know every single move that Pokemon learned growing up. I'm also a Mushroom Maniac. Bring me 2 tiny mushrooms or 1 big mushroom. If you do that for me, I'll teach a move to 1 Pokemon. If Pokemon need to learn a move, I need a mushroom or 2. So this is the guy that I kept alluding to before when I talked about the importance of getting tiny mushrooms or big mushrooms. He's essentially the move relearner. So they're Pokemon that you can teach moves to based on the moves that they're able to learn leveling up. However, in some cases, certain Pokemon are actually only able to learn certain moves by the move relearner. And I alluded to this a couple of times, but one specific Pokemon that I do want to bring up, just for the sake of example, is Dugong. Dugong is able to learn a bunch of water and ice moves, as I had mentioned before. But one specific move that you can actually only learn from the move relearner is the move Signal Beam, which is a very rare bug move to learn in this particular game. A lot of people disassociate Signal Beam with Gen 4 being the first game that it comes in, only because it's so incredibly rare. But no, Dugong can actually learn Signal Beam from this guy if you give him 2 mushrooms or a big mushroom. So keep it in mind, there are lots of really good moves that you can learn from him just from simply relearning moves. And this guy, or this place. Now, where's Lost Cell gotten to today? She always brings me lunch every day right about now. You there! Are you a friend of Lost Cell's? Have you seen Lost Cell around? I don't know where she might be. She should have been here long ago. Lost Cell's a cutie. She got my looks. So what if something's happened to my Lost Cell? Please help me find her. Please search 3 Island. Huh? What is this, Game Corner? How much chatter can this get? Those clowns. They said they'd be waiting on the island, so where are they? Hey, you. Is this the only 3 island around here? Try waking up before you crawl out of bed, you punk. This is 2 Island. Move it. Get your filthy motorbike out of my place. Huh? Oh, gotcha. These islands are confusing. Would you look at that? That punk scuffed up my floor. Hey, but listen, I'm begging you. You have to go to 3 Island. If anything were to happen to my Lost Cell, my place is the house with the red roof on 3 Island. She may just show up late here, so I can't run off anywhere. That's why I have to get you to do me this big favor. Okay, so we now have another side quest on top of everything else. What do you have to say, guy? I'm sorry, we're not running any games today. Well, aren't you useless? So there is one other thing I want to do while we are up here on 2 Island. So up here is Cape Brink. There aren't any new wild Pokemon to find, at least nothing that we haven't seen before, as we've said. But there is this place here. And this lady. I perfected the ultimate move of its type. But will no one take it for future use? You, that's right, you. No, I was just mistaken. Interesting, so didn't acknowledge Raitoshi. What about Gullywash? I perfected the ultimate move of its type, but will no one take it for future use? You, that Blastoise. Oh, this is the one. This is the Pokemon. This Blastoise is worthy of learning my ultimate move. Will you allow it? Will you allow your Blastoise to learn my Hydro Cannon? So this lady will teach one of 3 moves to your Pokemon depending on what you send over to her. If you have a Blastoise with you, she can teach your Blastoise Hydro Cannon, which is the strongest water-type move in the game, bar none. It's basically a water-type Hyper Beam, has 150 base power, but requires the user to recharge in the next turn. If we brought her a Charizard, she would teach Blast Burn, same thing except a fire type. And if we bring her a Venusaur, she will teach Frenzy Plant, same exact thing except it's a grass type. I'm not going to be teaching Hydro Cannon to Blastoise because I personally don't see it as a necessity, especially considering what I want Blastoise to ultimately learn later. But it is still an option if I do want to change my mind later on. Gah! You reject it? No, I won't be dissuaded. So that's something that you can do if you really want to. Now this waterfall is actually interesting. We can't actually go on the waterfall, and there's no way to use waterfall in this game. Why does that one tile exist? So now that we've taken care of the business here on 2 Islands, or at least what we can take care of for now, let's see what the people in this Pokemon Center have to say. Have you visited the game corner already? It's no good to go alone. You have to take a friend along. Not many people live on 2 Island. There is this old lady who lives out on the Cape. She's been there since I don't know when. Alright, well, the kid with the Game Boy actually does have a good point. Even though the Game Corner is not immediately available to us right now, because the Joyful Game Corner is just so good, the Game Corner is not actually something that we're going to be able to cover in this series, only because, the services that they provide there are only available if you have multiplayer unlocked, which we don't have the ability to do multiplayer under the conditions that we have. So yeah, we're not going to be able to do this. Now, one other thing to note, current is much too fast. Surf can't be used here. Yeah, so if you see water with kind of higher waves like this, you're not actually going to be able to surf on this particular water. Not that there's any reason to, because there's nothing beyond that water. Now, unfortunately, I cannot reasonably get past this tree because, as Bill was saying, we do not have the ability to access the PC right now, so we're kind of stuck with what we have at the moment. But that's not the end of the world. So I think with all that said, I think we're going to go ahead and end this here. I know that not a whole lot happened this particular episode, but there's going to be a lot going on in the next segment of what we need to be doing next that I don't want to make anything too long. So next time on Pokemon Fire Red version, we're going to head over to 3 Island and see what all there is to do, because it seems like everything that we need to do is centering around that particular island. See you guys then.